Hello, this is Daniel Raymond, the voice behind Ray's Guide, and I am coming to you directly from Hogwarts. Okay, it's not actually Hogwarts, but it sure looks like it could be. This is an internal stairway of the Kimpton Clocktower building, where I got my hotel room. It's down that hallway there. And like any good old building, this one has a reputation for being haunted. Yes, there is believed that this staircase is being haunted by the ghost of a young woman who fell down it to her demise. Although some people have pointed out that at the time, this hallway would have been off limits to the fairer sex, but that brings up the possibility that she was the subject of unrequited love and had gone here to confront her beau, who was then treated roughly and pushed down the stairs to her demise. A good ghost story is always great. And yeah, it does look a lot like Hogwarts, because not only is it in the Midlands, I did have to take a train from Euston Station. But this is early in the morning of the day of Citizencon. And let me come through here. This is the lobby of the Kimpton Clocktower Hotel. This glass dome itself came from a different railroad station that was being demolished. Gorgeous glass ceiling. Love the architecture. And I'm really pleased to be here, even though in some respects I'd have been better rewarded if I'd stayed home, because CIG has opened up 4.0 to Evocati without an NDA, so that streamers can actually be showing you 4.0 as we speak. But quite obviously, I could not pack up my entire desktop gaming rig, dual monitors, joysticks, etc. I shudder at the thought of what that packing chore would have been. So let me find a quiet spot here. And my plan for this video is to talk to you about my expectations for today, the very first day of Citizencon. And I'm going to look at the schedule, and I'm going to give you my expectations, call them predictions perhaps, because I have no insider knowledge of exactly what is going to be happening today. And I'll try to get a good view of the architecture while we're at it, because, as I said, this place is precious. Registered historic place. So it starts at 9 o'clock, which is 2 hours from now. I'm going to have to get busy. And the first session is going to be Brave New Worlds. And what I'm expecting is going to happen here is that the last Citizencon started off with a sizzle reel, for lack of a better term. That's what they call it, a sizzle reel of Star Engine. And so I suspect the very first thing we're going to see past the usual introductions is the sizzle reel for Genesis, which is going to be like Star Engine is the catch-all term for all of CIG's marketing of their engine, their extended version of Open 3D. And then so they gave you this, we had this long, exciting sizzle reel of Star Engine, and then they went into all the details. We're going to see, I think, something very parallel to that today, that they're going to start off with the sizzle reel for Genesis, and then continue on. We'll be talking about all of the detailed specs, feeds and speeds, and the tools. This will be a very tools-oriented session about how they're going to be creating planets. Because now that we've broken through the barrier of being able to use jump points and server meshing, people are going to be hungry for pyro, very much so, but then that only whets the appetite for further planets beyond that. And so CIG is in a position of needing to assure us that those further planets will be coming. They will be coming relatively quickly because we have the tools. And I'm presuming that those tools, if someone else wanted to create a space game, they can. But also, I think it's just like Star Engine was a more than thinly veiled dig at Starfield. I think that Genesis is a similar attempt to dunk on how Starfield creates planets, which it has room for improvement, shattered space notwithstanding. Then the second thing that's going to happen is a social universe. And what I have no idea what to predict for this. I talked about a little bit about this session. The missing tools in Star Citizen that can somehow be related to the idea of social could take a whole day's worth of presentations. So is this going to be a new chat system? Is it going to be the matchmaking system? Is it going to be Orgs 2.0? Is it going to be tools for changing how we log out and log in to the universe so that you can have keep parties together from one game session to the next? Is it going to be the guest play system, which has gone by several different names? They've dropped the term agent smithing, but they've always kept the promise that you could have other players play your alternate character accounts. And so it could be that technology, which actually will have a great benefit to how we assemble and maintain a team together. So all of that could be in this session, and I'm expecting that the first session will contain at least 2, maybe 3 of those. I could not see it containing all of it, because if they really did dig into all of it, it would be more than a 1 hour, I think, block of time. Then we're going to have the cosplay contest, and it's going to be fun to watch people. But this is not a CIG event. It doesn't have anything directly to do with the game. I may be spending most of that time live streaming my immediate post reactions to what was going on in the social universe space and in the Genesis space. Mostly probably the social universe, because I am not going to be surprised if there isn't some real exciting surprises during that social universe. If they put it up early in the session, you always start with your strongest hand, and so Brave New Worlds and a social universe is going to contain some of, except for Squadron 42, the big surprising new things of this Citizencon. After that comes Dress to Kill. They're going to talk more about their cloth technology, their fabric technology. Maybe we'll see more movement on the idea of being able to wear armor over without an undersuit, or specialized day-to-day clothes that act like an undersuit in terms of having attachment points, but are not usable as a flight suit. We'll all be seeing that potentially. On the scale of 1 to 10, this would please my daughter more than it would please me. My daughter is into cosplay, so I don't know if she'll be watching this or not, but she's really into cosplay, and so was her mother, and then comes the last Citizencon presentation of the day, Beyond Pyro, and this is going to be the bookend to the start. So at the start, during the sizzle reel for Genesis, we're going to probably be teased the names of a whole bunch of planets and moons that we haven't seen before. And then here in the last one, they're going to dig a bit into the planets that were just satisfying that appetite we're going to have for further planets. And I suspect that the planets we are going to, I did a video on this sometime, that the planets that will be part of Star Citizen 1 first release will be in order, Nyx, Magnus, Terra, Odin. Actually, Odin will come earlier because Odin is part of Squadron 42. Odin and Ellis. Ellis making the third safe beginner system. So that gives us 6 planets, 3 of them safe, 3 of them very hazardous, and 3 of them kind of in between, which makes a, 3 safe and 3 unsafe, and then the unsafe are split between very dangerous and semi-dangerous. And actually, I count Pyro as being in the semi-dangerous, because there is a law and order there. It's the gangs, it's a mafia state, but it is some sort. It's not pure, Pyro is not pure anarchy. There might be locations that are, but people that are expecting that Pyro will be pure anarchy are gonna be a little bit disappointed, because if you go against the gangs, you're gonna find that much of the system is going to be shut off from you. Then, of course, comes the last half of the day, a considerable block of time, Mike Barrier, that's just listed as redacted, and absolutely nobody is fooled by this. It is going to be the Squadron 42 part of the program. I think people are over-predicting on this. What I will think we will be seeing in this redacted segment is a progress report on the polish that we're getting, because they said last year it was entering the polish phase. So we'll get some sort of a progress report on a year's worth of polishing. And a game like Squadron needs a lot of polish because expectations are going to be very high. Then what we will see, I believe, is an announcement of pre-sales. My prediction is that pre-sales will be coming either just before or just after the IAE Expo this year. So they'll happen next month in November. So they'll be announcing the pre-sales will be starting. They will also be announcing the first planned expansion, because we know games like, single-player games like Squadron 42, our players expect a regular set of expansions, just like Bethesda announced Shattered Space as soon as concurrently with Starfield, we're going to see the first expansion announced concurrent with the. It won't be delivered, but it will be promised. And I suspect that we will have 2 game packages available. There will be a standard game package at, my expectation would be $69, which gets you Squadron 42, unless, of course, you were one of the people that bought it at $49, which is, hey, congratulations. And then there will be a deluxe edition, which will include additional flair items that you will be able to buy in the store separately, and will be available in both Star Citizen and in the and usable in Squadron 42. And that Shattered Space, which is a term that has generated a lot of attention and was recently trademarked. That Shattered Space, Soul Singer. I'm getting my games confused here. Soul Singer, which was recently trademarked by CIG, is going to be the first expansion of Squadron 42. I don't have any official knowledge on that. That is my educated guess. And my education is, I've had many years be educated about how game companies behave. And so Shattered Space, Soul Singer will be to Squadron 42 what Shattered Space was to Starfield, the first large piece of DLC. And they will be announcing it. They'll be probably selling it to us as part of a deluxe package. You know they're going to have a deluxe package. Hopefully they won't be as gimmicky as Bethesda and try to include a watch or some other sort of cheap merch along with it. But there will be a deluxe edition. That's been standard in the game industry probably for at least a decade. And so that's my expectation of the first day of Citizencon. And I'm looking forward to it. My next step is to get a bit waterproofed and head over just a couple blocks to the convention center, and there start to talk with people who are waiting in line and getting ready for when the doors open, as I said, in about a little less than 2 hours. Fly safe, keep it real, and I'll see you in the verse. This is Daniel Raymond for Ray's Guide.